medals at 3 different Olympic Games on the track and witnessed a gold medal haul for the Canadian track cycling team, which most of our members are here with us this afternoon, at the recent Pan American Games. Le prochain membre intronisé a remporté des médailles à 3 différents Jeux olympiques sur la piste et a connu une récolte de médailles d'or pour les cyclistes sur piste canadiens aux récents Jeux panaméricains. Please watch the screens.
The Canadian Cycling Hall of Fame is pleased to welcome Kurt Harnett as an inductee for 2015, given his status as Canada's most prolific Olympic medal-winning cyclist. Kurt has represented Canada 4 times at the Olympic Games, bringing home 3 medals. In 1984, he won silver on the track in the 1,000-meter time trial, along with a bronze in the 1992 and 1996 match sprint. He has enjoyed multi-medal winning success at other major games, including 2 match sprint silver medals from the 1990 and 1994 Commonwealth Games. As well, he won a gold 1,000-meter time trial medal and bronze match sprint medal at the 1987 Pan American Games. On top of these achievements, he was the first man to break the 10-second barrier for 200 meters. He set the record of 9.865 seconds in 1995 in Bogota, Colombia, averaging a speed of nearly 73 kilometers an hour. This record stood for an astonishing 11 years. He took silver twice in World Championships and has 5 gold and 3 silver medals from World Cup competitions. Nationally, he has won more than 30 Canadian Track Cycling Championship titles over his career, which concluded after the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta. Since retirement, he has toured as a motivational speaker and assisted numerous causes. He draws on his own experiences in the sport to encourage young Canadians to aim high and reach their dreams. Kurt has remained an involved member of the Canadian cycling community. He was a color commentator at the Olympics in Sydney, Athens, and London, and has been involved with numerous charities across Canada, including the Special Olympics and Right to Play. He has also given back through his involvement with the Board of Directors for the Canadian Cycling Association and as a member of the Board of Directors for World Bicycle Relief Canada. Kurt has served the Canadian Olympic Committee as Assistant Chef de Mission for Canada at the 2011 Pan Am Games and as Chef de Mission in 2015, leading the Canadian team to their best ever results at the Pan Am Games. Kurt Harnett, you are now an honored member of the Canadian Cycling Hall of Fame.
Kurt Harnett, you are now an honored member of the Canadian Cycling Hall of Fame. Presenting the award is Cycling Canada Director Robin Porter.
As you've seen with all of these videos, we've all changed in appearance dramatically. In fact, the last time I think I was at this microphone, Mayor Krantz, you made me an honorary member of the town of Milton, and I got very excited about that because what that meant is I would get a discount on my membership at the velodrome. I was pretty excited about that, and then he pipes up from the crowd and he goes, "Yeah, we'll send you your tax bill too." I wonder, since 1965, a member of this great community, and your leadership, through your leadership, brought this fantastic facility, the Anatomy National Cycling Center, to fruition in this and to the benefit of cycling. Tremendous honor to be standing here in front of you. The journey has been pretty dramatic and quite outstanding. But to look at the other members of this class in this room, and Bill, thank you for sharing such great story of your father, Torchy. Knowing the dynamic duo, the Peden brothers, and how they dominated the world scene, still to the days when I traveled the world, and you would go into certain parts of Belgium and Holland, and people would still bring up the Peden name. You knew that a tremendous swath had been cut, had been established to Gord. If you have never seen, it's one of the most epic bike races that you'll ever have a chance to witness. It's on YouTube. It was the '82 World Championships, wasn't the Kieran final. A tremendous story behind that, and I hope Gord shares it with you, but it is one of the most dominating performances that a Canadian athlete ever had on the world stage. And you watch that with riders grabbing him, pulling him, and trying to toss him aside, and he goes on to victory, doing his world championship in '82. An amazing and profound, inspiring moment. Joss, first time I ever met Joss on level, he pulled up beside me at a race down at Exhibition Place here in Toronto, pulls up beside me and takes the lid off his water bottle and pours it down my leg, and he goes, "Try racing on that, kid." Gordon sort of touched on it. Joss didn't necessarily have, wasn't a guy out making friends. He used to talk, but he gave you moments and stories to aspire to. He talked about how amazing he was as a bike rider, and there was always stories out there about how Joss would be able to sit on the rollers and he'd be able to put a cup of tea on his back and the tea wouldn't spill. Or that there were stories about how Joss just, an hour before the big kilo final would go up into the stands and eat 5 hot dogs and not throw up. He was a man of myth and a man of legend whose career was cut short. To Steve, a trailblazer for our sport. We all sat and watched that 1984 road race and watched your performance there. It was inspiring for us and inspired the nation.
Next time?
We keep on watching that. I do win. Obviously, he also set the trend for the hair. You knew that once, if Steve Bauer had long hair, it was important to have long hair. Allison, I remember you winning that sprint finish of that in that World Championships in Stuttgart in '91. I remember watching it on TV and being most amazed because you won the field sprint with your hands on the hoods. You weren't in the drops. Again, showing your dominance and what was to come. It was a tremendous honor to be a team member with you, alongside you. Your inspiration, but more sense, and we got exposure to that here just today. Just your common sense way, just your personality and your attitude brought a calm across the board, and that leadership is still alive and well today. Tanya Dubnikoff, who can't be here, and I understand she's the recipient just after me, was a fabulous teammate. I remember days when both of us could have been in the middle of nowhere, had tremendous relationship with each other, whether it was the cafes of Paris, which is not a bad place to be, but sometimes in the doldrums of what it was to exist on the world stage at that time. A woman that rose to the moment, rose to the occasion, and to win a World Championships in '93 like she did in that environment was a game changer for opportunities, that continued opportunity. She set a tremendous stage that way. Marc Lemay, my president for many years. Not only did you provide a great amount of leadership within the cycling community here in Canada, but your leadership on the world stage, we'll learn a little bit more about today, but profound impact on cycling in Canada to this day. Lorianne, to have this opportunity to call the race when Canada won its first ever gold medal at the Olympic Games, a tremendous honor on my behalf, but to watch you dominate on the world stage like you did, again, on your own, on borrowed wheels, at a time where it just wasn't. We knew that when we traveled the world, because of these people that I just talked to, they set the stage and had built this rapport with the world that when a Canadian showed up, there was people there to support us, there was people there for us, and it was, and still remains, just so profound. I'm truly honored, blessed, and privileged to be here, but most importantly, I'm humbled. We are on the start, on the beginning of what is an amazing adventure with this facility here at the home. And I have to quote our good friend Monique Sullivan, unfortunately not here today, but when she put her bags down on the ground in the velodrome, she looked around and she said, "Oh my God, like if this isn't the most fabulous facility I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe it's my home facility. I can't believe this is what I get to call home." The leadership that is in place, the opportunities that are there, the elements that we are coming together to Greg, to Cycling Canada for building and creating and establishing a long-standing need for recognition of this level, to be part of this first group, part of this first class. Really a humbling honor for myself, but I look forward to the future. I look forward to the opportunity, to the athletes that are sitting in front of us and the opportunities that are in front of them, and what we can create and generate for years to come. It really is a great time to be involved in cycling in this nation. Thank you guys so much.